Big Blue occupied its traditionally vast floor space and took the opportunity to announce a December 1st shipping date for its OS/2 operating system. IBM's PS2 line of machines was indirectly the focus of attention as industry observers speculated on who would be the first to introduce compatible chipsets and motherboards. While several manufacturers offered compatible plug-in cards for the PS2 line, few were willing to commit themselves to more than vague predictions.
Several reasons. One, this is a very complicated product to clone, and it's taking people longer than they expect. The BIOS is very large in this machine, and there's approximately 70,000 gates of IBM design logic on the motherboard. Number two reason I would see is that the PS2 marketplace hasn't grown real significantly. I would expect it to take 3 years before PS2 actually dominates the marketplace in terms of volume.
Just below the surface of any discussion about microchannel architecture and PS2 clones are the legal issues. No one wants to be sued by IBM.
We have contacted IBM and had several discussions with this, and it does not seem to be a major problem at all from a licensing agreement. IBM has maintained in the past, and we believe they will maintain, a fair policy of licensing all of their utility patents. We feel, however, that they will probably be very onerous about their copyright issues within the BIOS. There's always concern when you deal with IBM. They have more corporate attorneys than most companies have employees.
Attempting to satisfy both IBM and clone users was AST Research, which demonstrated its 386 machine with smart slot architecture. AST claims that by sidestepping the CPU during data transfers, Smart Slot provides the multi-master functions of IBM's microchannel while remaining compatible with older AT machines. Potential PS2 clone makers packed the floor at the Western Digital booth, where compatible motherboards for models 30, 50, and 60 were on display. Western doesn't have a firm release date for the boards yet, but claims 100% compatibility and originality.
It has our own devices on it, of our own core logic from our Faraday division, our VGA devices from Paradise, our hard disk controllers, our floppy disk controllers, and could also have added to it our networking products. Well, the people that are interested in it are the OEM manufacturers, serious OEM manufacturers, who will be bringing to market PS2 type product based on IBM's PS2 and microchannel.
Western's leap into the uncharted waters of PS2 compatibility is bound to attract the keen scrutiny of IBM's legal department, but Western Digital's president is confident.
We never have and don't ever intend to use anyone's proprietary information, never. Right? IBM has certain patents we understand, although they're not saying which ones. We will be happy in our processing discussions on licensing any of those patents. Right? Anything else that turns out to be IBM proprietary that we can't license, we don't copy. Nothing in our products are copied anyhow.
PS2 add-ins and add-ons were widely introduced at the show, including some clever combinations of both. Rodyme Systems introduced its Double Play, a 45-megabyte internal hard disk replacement for the Model 50. Intended for OEMs and dealers, the drive, with an access time of only 28 milliseconds, replaces the Model 50's standard but sluggish 20-megabyte drive. End users take note, Double Play is shipped with an interface card for the PS2 Model 25. For the 5 million PC owners who aren't quite ready to trade in their machines for PS2s or 386 systems, Intel introduced a 386 add-in board for under $1,000. Owners of 8-bit 8088 machines can increase the performance of their aging PCs by up to 10 times, according to Intel. The inboard 386 PC comes with 1 megabyte of RAM, along with utilities to speed up screen displays and hard disk performance. Inboard 386 PC is compatible with IBM, Tandy, and Compaq machines and will be available in January 1988. While it's easy to concentrate on the big names at Comdex, those with the largest booths, Comdex is packed with smaller players whose offerings can be just as interesting. For example, Dyna Computer of San Jose, California was ready to meet Intel head-on with a 386 motherboard replacement for PC owners.
First of all, a plug-in card goes into the slot in your XT system. Okay, therefore, any I/O is still going to be at the speed of that XT system, which, as we all know, is 4.77 megahertz. The other thing is occasionally the accelerator cards have to make calls to the BIOS, which in some circumstances can cause incompatibility problems, as we saw in the 286 accelerator cards. Our conversion is a true transformation of the system because we are replacing the full system board, which is really the heart of the computer. We're not just adding something in and doing an upgrade. This is a total conversion.
Microtech was promoting its 300G model scanner as a big step forward for both desktop publishing and graphic arts. The MSF 300G, available in February 1988, can scan continuous tone photos while recognizing up to 256 shades of gray, about 16 times more than first-generation machines.
What that means to the user is really two different things. One, we can take all of that gray level information per each dot and send it out to a very high resolution output device such as a Linetronics, and we allow the PostScript software that resides in Linetronics to actually interpolate these 300 dots with all this grayscale information we're sending it and interpolate it to drive the Linetronics at its full output, which in the case of the L300 is 2,540 dots per inch. So what we get is really truly a publication quality output. That's one benefit of it. The second benefit is we can take this information, this grayscale information, after we've scanned it. Because we capture so much gray, 256 shades of gray, we can use some very sophisticated graphics editing programs that will let us actually manipulate the shades of gray.
Also of interest to desktop publishers, QMS, best known for its laser printers, unveiled a color thermal transfer printer featuring 300 dots per inch resolution and a choice of 3 or 4 color ribbons. At 1 to 2 minutes per page, the $17,000 Color Graphics 100 is no speed demon, at least in comparison to laser printers, but compared to color pen plotters and inkjet printers, its output seems lightning fast. For computer owners looking for more conventional laser printers, Kyocera offered programmable IC cards that can store up to 512 kilobytes of data, everything from business forms to logos and signatures. The cards, costing about $55 each, are programmed on a PC card-based IC burner. The information is downloaded through a similar slot in the laser printer. The entire system, hardware and software, sells for about $800. Local area networks got a big boost at the show, aided by fiber optics and cellular transmission. Sunriver Corporation demonstrated its 386-based fiber optic LAN. Sunriver's Cigna system relies on 386-based workstations to transmit data over a fiber optic link at 32 megabits per second. The system provides fully bitmapped graphics, and it transmits data at several hundred times the rate of conventional networks. Raynet Corporation introduced a different approach to connecting terminals by eliminating cables altogether. RayLAN is a wireless local area network consisting of a PC adapter board, a receiver transmitter, and Novell-compatible software. RayLAN will cost about $2,000 per node and will be available in January 1988. Modems also got a boost from cellular technology. Omnitel unveiled a 1200 to 2400 baud modem on a chip for connecting laptops to cellular telephones.
What we're doing is that we're using off-the-shelf microprocessors. Take the case of our 2400 bits per second modem. Basically, we have two processors. One is the microcontroller, and the other one is the digital signal processor. And with those two chips, we're able to implement the whole modem.
Coming up in just a moment, Wendy Woods with a report on laptops, new software, and more as we continue our special Comdex coverage.